or welcome back to the channel. My name is Elle and I am the creator here at Elle's Emerald Glow. One of the things that I wanted to do when I started this channel was to create a series on becoming a nail tech in the UK, and I have decided to go for it. Why not? What have I got to lose? I have spent a lot of time researching this. I have spent a lot of time trying to find out the correct information and sort that from the misinformation that I got when I started looking into this and trying to figure out how to become a nail technician. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about me today, and also sort of what to expect within this series and what we're going to be looking at and talking about each week. So I started my nail tech journey properly in January of this year. Prior to that, my background has been within primary education. I am a qualified primary school teacher, and I have also worked as a first aid trainer and done first aid events mainly for the past 6 years, but have done that in the past as well. I'm originally from the west of Ireland, but now living within the UK. So I did my primary education training in Ireland, moved to London then for work, and love London. Didn't love the education system, didn't love the testing, and it's just a constant focus on results and discipline rather than ensuring that children were growing holistically and felt safe within schools. And I just didn't have a great experience as a teacher here, so I made the decision. When I was at uni, I had also done first aid, and I was a member of St John Ambulance and had done events in Ireland. And so the background of having that first aid experience, being a primary school teacher, knowing that first aid was coming into the curriculum, I decided to change roles and retrained as a first aid trainer. And I worked for a very large organisation delivering first aid training for about 5 years. I unfortunately had to leave that due to disability. So I have a condition that affects the joints within my body, and so in the past 2 years I have become a wheelchair user part-time, which, you know, if you have ever done a first aid course, you know there are bodies involved that have to be brought around. So I can't bring the body bag around with me anymore. So it was looking then at, well, what else can I do, and what type of thing can I do that I can do on my own terms, that I can fit around my hospital appointments, can fit around, you know, creating days that are free for me within the week. That if I know, you know, I have a particularly busy day or a particularly busy week, I can work around that, and working for someone that isn't going to work for me. So I am going to have to be my own boss. And I was thinking about what I'd like to do, what areas I'd be interested in, and I've always had a fascination with nails, with beauty. So I have decided to go down that route and see what happens. During COVID, I don't know if I can mention that word, I had done some online courses in that area. I had started to do like bits of nail arts and press on nails for myself, things like that, and I really enjoyed doing that. So I built up some supplies. When I'd gone back to work, it wasn't practical for me to be doing things like that. So yeah, it just complicated things a little bit. So initially I was furloughed during COVID, and then when I was going back to work, I didn't have the time, and I really enjoyed doing it, but yeah, I just didn't have the time to do it. And as my disabilities progressed, I didn't have the energy. So just going to work, the travel of getting to work, being around people all day, delivering courses, doing assessments, it was exhausting. And so I needed something else that was going to be far more flexible for me and that I could do myself. So I was looking into how to become a nail technician or how to get into the beauty industry, because they're things I enjoy. And at this stage, given that the impact that disability has on my life, if I'm going to be working, it needs to be something that I enjoy doing. So I started researching how to become a nail technician. I couldn't really find answers. I got lots of, sign up and do this course, and got lots of conflicting information. So asked in some Facebook groups, and again got really conflicting information. Asked in nail tech groups, really conflicting information. Everyone had a different idea of what it should be. And then I discovered actually it is quite conflicting, because it does vary, and there is a lack of regulation within the nail tech industry and within the beauty industry in a whole, and it all comes down to individual boroughs and councils. So I'm going to go through all the options that are available to people, so you can decide what's best for you and what is going to work based on the requirements within your area. However, there is a but here. Because of increases in nail allergies, in reactions from people, and the consequences that that can have, not just on their ability to have their nails done, but also some of the ingredients that are used within gel nail products, they're also used in medical procedures. So having a severe allergic reaction to nail products can actually impact on your ability to have joint replacements, to have dental work, to do things like that you may need in the future. And actually, it's not really worth losing the ability to have necessary medical treatments just for having pretty nails. So I wanted to learn how to do things properly and where we needed to go for that. And what I have learnt is things are going to become regulated. So while this information that I'm giving you is currently accurate, in 2 or 3 years' time, it may not be. And I'm going to tell you some of the options that will hopefully prevent you being at a point where in a couple of years you need to do further training, because your current levels are not enough. And that's not something anyone should have to face because they were misinformed or they weren't aware. So yeah, that's really what this is going to be. I do think that this is going to be a fantastic career choice for me, because it's going to allow me to be flexible in what I do. Over the past number of years, the nail industry has grown significantly, and more people are looking to get their nails done, to get their lashes done. The beauty industry is something that there is still a lot of demand for, and absolutely, because it's part of self-care. So it absolutely should still have demand, and people should be able to access it, but being able to access it safely is so important. More and more people are looking for professional nail care services, and also people who can do nail art, who can, mine is still very, very basic, and I'm, it's a work in progress for me, but it is something that I hope to develop. And my former nail tech did amazing nail art. Absolutely, and that's why I went to her. I went to her because her nail art was so amazing. And if I wasn't training as nail tech now, I would still be going to her. But because I need to practice on myself, basically, that is why I amn't. That's the only reason. I have also found that it's not always accessible for people with disabilities, and I'd like to set up a salon that is fully accessible. I live in an area that has easily got about 20 nail salons, within, I don't know, a half hour's walk. Bear in mind, I live in London, so a half hour's walk actually isn't that far. You know, so it's not even a half hour, 20-minute walk. Easily like 20-30 nail salons. And I've been to some of them. And I know that they don't follow the requirements that are in place. So more and more people are learning that, and they're beginning to understand that, and they are looking for home salons. They're looking for independent nail technicians. So it's a good time, I think, to be getting into this industry. But also it's important to understand the industry, to understand how to do this safely, how to protect yourself, and how to protect your clients as well. Being a nail tech allows a person to express their creativity. You can build relationships with your clients as well. It's a career that offers flexibility and the opportunity to make a difference to people's lives and their confidence. And that sounds really cliche and it's only nails. But actually, I know when I have my nails done, when I have a cute design on them, I feel more confident. And that might seem weird, but I do. And I'd like to be able to share that with other people. So, what are we going to be talking about throughout the series? Or are you just going to be listening to me waffle on like this? Well, yes, is the answer to that. You are. But we're going to be understanding and talking about the nail industry, current trends, essential skills and qualities needed to succeed as a nail technician. And I understand, like, I'm at the beginning of my career. What do I know? Well, I'm learning, and I'm sharing with you what I am learning, and perhaps because I'm at the beginning of my career, I am more up to date with what's going on within the nail industry. I am very aware of what's happening with regards to allergies and things like that, and I'm keeping up to date with different groups, different organisations about what is happening and what the future is for nail technicians and the beauty industry in general. We're going to talk about nail anatomy and nail health, and actually that's something that people maybe don't realise, they don't understand, and particularly if you are a home, you just do your own nails, or you maybe do it for friends and family, you might not understand the full anatomy of the nails and everything that's going on within nails and how they work, how they develop, how they grow, and how they can be impacted as well. I'm going to look at the tools we use within the nail tech industry and how to use them and how to use them properly and safely. We're going to talk about education and training options within the UK, and this is going to be really important. Also, what certification or licensing requirements are involved, and that is something I certainly didn't know about it, and the only reason I learned about it was because someone posted and commented on one of my posts saying, I assign licenses, I approve licenses within my local council area, and I had no idea about it. But within some areas, and this doesn't just apply to nails, this applies to multiple areas of the beauty industry. There are licenses that are required and that you need to meet standards in terms of health and safety, setup, what your provision is, insurance. So talking about all those things and what is required and how those can vary and differ throughout the country as well, with the caveat that there is increased pressure to have standardisation and regulations within the industry in the UK. We're also going to look at setting up your own nail tech business. Ooh, scary, scary thought. And what you need to do if you are registering as a new business within the UK. Because I'm in the UK, I can only really talk about the requirements within the UK. Okay, and I would strongly encourage you to look at the requirements within your own areas. Okay, so that's just an overview maybe of some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this series over the next, I don't know, over the next couple of months, we'll say. I have, I don't know, about 30 plus sessions planned. Like I said, I've been considering this for a little while, and I want to give myself the best opportunity to explain things and not to rush things. So yeah, each topic has, I'll do each topic separately, and if there's anything that you'd like to know about specifically, please do let me know, and I'll see if I can get enough information on it to let you know what you need to know. I won't just be waffling on. I am going to be providing actual information and sources where I can for the information that I am giving you. So for example, when I'm talking about licensing requirements, I'm going to share examples from councils that I can find with regards to their requirements for licensing for different services. Okay. When I'm talking about certification, I've had to pause my course because of the heat recently. It's had a major impact on my disability. So I've had to put a pause on things, and I'm going to be going back again once the next cohort within the college that I'm studying with have reached the stage that I was at. But in September, I'm also going to be starting, hopefully, all going to plan, I will be starting a qualification in beauty therapy. So it will be looking at I'll be doing a different course and learning other treatments, as well as being a nail tech. I'll be able to offer other treatments as well. But that is another route to qualifying as a nail technician. And then you have to upskill. So the course I'm starting in September, it only does manicure and pedicure. But if I wanted to be able to offer, say, builder gel services, I would have to have a separate qualification. I would have to have done a course in that. So understanding the requirements with regards to certification, it's very confusing. It's very confusing and can be quite challenging to find the correct information, but also ensuring that the courses that you are doing are going to be insurable as well. And that's a big thing, because people don't realise that courses are sold as, yes, these are, this is a certified course, or come and do this course. And I've seen people advertise, where people said, oh, I'm looking to advance my qualifications. I want to be able to offer this additional service. And someone will go, yeah, I do a course in that. And when I've gone and looked at it, there's a disclaimer at the bottom saying, this is not a qualification. You will not get a certificate in this course. If you then offer that service, are you insured? So things like that can cause a lot of confusion, that people get easily misled. I think it's important to talk about the correct way to get certified within the UK, and how different courses can impact your ability to get insurance, and also whether or not you are covered if you require a license to provide that service. Being certified, having the proper qualifications is so important if you are providing treatments to other people. If you are just doing it for yourself, then that's a risk you are taking for yourself. However, if you are providing services to other people, then you really do need to know what you are doing. And you also need to put in the time and effort to practice these things as well. And that's why I started this channel, so that I would kind of force myself to practice, because the way my brain works, it knows I need to do something, but it won't do it unless I have to do it. So being involved with various groups, having challenges and collabs to be a part of, that makes my brain start to go, oh, I need to do this. I need to do this and I need to do this now. Whereas it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't necessarily do that otherwise. So this is how I am getting to practice and develop my skills as well. And it also allows me to practice my skills not on a person, where I'm making lots of, I make lots of mistakes when I'm doing things. I might have to do things multiple times. And actually, if I was doing that on a person, even on myself, that could result in getting lots of product onto their skin and could cause problems. So yeah, that's, there's so many aspects to this that I want to make sure I am giving you the right advice, that what I am telling you is accurate. So I have spent time researching this, and I do want to, if you are interested in this career, I want to make sure that you have the best opportunity, the most information and the most relevant information to being a successful nail technician. I'll talk a bit about beauty as well within the UK. So thank you for joining me for this episode. I hope you have found it somewhat interesting. I hope there are topics that you want to hear about more. If there are, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when those topics are going to be talked about. And if there's topics that you want to know about, I want to know that. So please do leave a comment letting me know what are the areas that you are interested in. What would you like to know more about being a nail technician in the UK? So yeah, if you have any questions, please do let me know. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye!